this is very important to understand as to what this task is all about and what the GTO is looking for when you are doing the task, and therefore what should be your approach to do well in this task. Most of the candidates who come, they have a lot of ideas, they have done a lot of preparation. But how you are going to stand out, that is what we are going to work upon. So therefore, understanding the very basic details of this particular task will be very important. So I'll take you through this from very basics. Some of you might be very aware, but some of you might not be very clear. So my endeavor will be to take you all along and explain the basics. Once you've understood that, then we'll have practice of the PGT or for the people who have not done it. Once a group practices, we will observe and discuss what all mistakes or the way they have done, what better way could have been there. Fine? Now, as far as this task is concerned, again we start with the briefing. You must have heard the briefing of the PGT. So with the briefing, I'll explain the things to you. Fine? So briefing says, okay, so far we have been just sitting and talking. So let's do something more active. Are you all ready for the same? Yes, sir. Right. So the task that you are going to do now is called progressive group task. You'll be working as a group, hence group task. Now you'll be tackling a series of 4 obstacles, starting with a simple one, and as you go ahead, you will find that these are not so simple. So therein lays the progressivity of the task. Now since we do not have any natural obstacles like rivers, nalas or broken down, so we have a very simple method of drawing 2 white lines on ground and declaring the ground in between as out of bound for you, and therefore it becomes an obstacle for you which you have to negotiate along with a load provided to you. Now to help you to bridge across the out of bound area, certain structures have been placed which you can make use of, and you will also be provided with helping material like plank, bully and rope to bridge across the out of bound area. Now it says that we start with a simple one, and as you go ahead you will find that these are not so simple. So what is the simplicity in this? That you will now understand when you are very clear about the rules. Now there is a set of 5 rules to be followed during the task. The first is the group rule. That is, all of you, including your helping material and the load, must get across an obstacle before any one of you approaches the next obstacle. What is the complete task? It has got 4 obstacles, isn't it? And which is your first obstacle? Which is your first obstacle? PGT 1 is your first obstacle. The start line to finish line, the complete complex here is one obstacle. So unless until everybody, including the helping material and the load, has not crossed up to this, you cannot approach the next one. Second is the distance rule. That is any distance which is 4 feet or more has to be bridged across and not jumped across. In case of violation of this particular rule, the person concerned must go back to the point where he was, and before this rule was violated. And GTO would like you to follow this, otherwise he may point it out to you. That means this rule becomes pretty important to continuously follow. Color rule, any besides the ground between the 2 white lines, any structure which is red is out of bound for men, material and the load, all the 3 categories. Any structure which is blue is out of bound for the material and the load, and white is inbound for men, material and the load. 4th rule is rule of rigidity. So no 2 rigid helping material can be tied together, thereby extending the distance for bridging. You are very clear on that? The 5th rule is the rule of infinity. That is, the start line and finish line as drawn on ground has to be imagined to be extending to your right and left up till infinity. Thereby meaning that they are parallel and they do not meet. And why this rule? This rule is so that nobody comes from this side and start walking or start helping from this side. Okay? So clear about the 5 rules? Now with this, now let's understand as to why the first obstacle. It says that we start with the simple one, and as you go ahead, you find that these are not so simple. Now in this task, what is the thing which is because of which you have to keep creating those half bridges or full bridges? The distances between these structures. So therefore, which rule is the one which is creating trouble? The distance rule. So therefore, in this particular obstacle, the first obstacle being the simplest, the distances are how much? First thing is that they will always be more than 4 feet. Okay, अगर 4 feet से कहीं भी कम कर दिया तो you'll keep jumping and keep crossing like monkeys. Now length of fatta is never set कि ये 6 feet ही होगा. Everywhere in the PGT, based on the designs, the length of the plank can be 6, 5.5 or maybe 6.25. So here the distances will be more than 4 feet but less than the length of plank. There is a reason behind it. The aim of the GTO is to shake down the group into a unified working group. And how it gets shaken down? The moment GTO says start, what happens? Everybody starts doing the role in which he or she is most comfortable. So the people who have that initiative, confidence, they are very sure, they'll pick up the plank, they'll climb the structures, they'll start doing this task. Some people will just watch, some people will help, some people will just follow. So you get shaken down into the way you are generally. And once that is done, it should take not more than 3 to 5 minutes. So you should not be wasting time on this particular obstacle. Now another thing to note is that every obstacle, I'll give you 3 approaches. Now to help you, I have given you 3 approaches. 3 तरीके से आप आगे जा सकते हो. However, the level of difficulty on all the 3 approaches will be same, isn't it? Now it is one way is to help you, and another aim is to also confuse you. Because had only one approach been there, it's very easy. All of you come together and just cross. But when the 3 approaches are there, now you have to cooperate. It cannot happen that few people want to come here, few are going from this side. Now, how the group is able to cooperate and understand that one has to take at least one approach and keep going. Otherwise, you will keep wasting time. Some people will come here, some will come here, right? So it's help you also and confuse the group and see as to how are the people able to convince each other to follow a particular approach. All the structures would be easily directly bridgeable. Do not waste time, just directly bridge and keep crossing, and do it fast, because you will be requiring time on the next, and the next again the time required on the PGT 2 will go from 3 to 5 to 6 to 8. The next one will require 12 to 15 minutes and so. So therefore, you will have to keep a tag of time, and the person who is able to have control of the situation.
डियर एस्पिरेंट्स, क्या आप भी NDA 2025 एग्जामिनेशन को क्रैक करना चाहते हैं अपने पहले प्रयास में? तो आज ही इनरोल करें सेंचुरियन डिफेंस एकेडमी के रिटन प्लस SSB कोर्स में, जो आपको देने वाला है रेगुलर क्लासेस, डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस, फ्री स्टडी मटेरियल्स, ट्रेन्ड फैकल्टीज, एक्सपर्ट्स ऑफ द SSB पैनल, फ्री SSB कोचिंग, इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट GTO ग्राउंड के साथ में डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस, वीकली मॉक टेस्ट, रिगरस प्रैक्टिस। ये एक ऐसा संस्थान है जहां हम आपको A to Z प्रिपरेशन कराते हैं और आपको नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी की कड़ी तैयारी कराते हैं। प्राउडली ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1, 2, 3, 4 जैसे रैंक्स देने वाली सेंचुरियन डिफेंस एकेडमी आपको वेलकम करती है टू जॉइन आवर अपकमिंग कोर्सेज फॉर योर NDA एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन। Please call on 97959 77776 for more information. Thank you, Namaskar and Jai Hind.